Hey everyone, welcome back to the NF Method podcast. I'm your host, Steph, aka Nutritional Freak, and I just wanted to make an intro to obviously introduce my two closest friends that I have known for the last, I want to say, 6 or 7 years of my life. And the two of them, they don't really know, but they've truly impacted me in a way of seeing things from different perspectives of training. And they've obviously kicked my ass a couple times with working out with them, but I think overall you would love to hear their sides of stories and where they've come from along with their journeys. And similar to mine, they've shaped into the people that they are today because of their journeys and understanding that everybody comes from somewhere. And to me, they're two of my closest friends, and to them, they're just, hey, I'm an average person and I don't know how to feel about going on to a podcast like this. And it's going to be a lot of back and forth chatter. And that's kind of our dynamic as three of us. And I truly do respect them in many, many ways. And for them to know that I care about them and they're brothers to me. And I couldn't thank them enough for being there for me when not a lot of people have been. And especially with overall fitness and my struggles and understanding that we're all on the same page and we all understand that there's better days and there's worse days, but we're still going to get through it and go overcoming those challenges together as a unit and being able to pick each other up when we're down. Chris and Ryan are going to be linked in my bio as far as the description goes of this episode and where you could contact them, where you can find them. They're truly people that you definitely would love to follow. And I'm really excited for this episode. So thank you for listening and let's freaking go. I just said the two most introverted friends I have are doing this podcast with me.
I told her the two biggest
And the two most
liabilities.
out of pocket individuals I probably know.
Introverted is a fucking understatement.
We're all so unserious. It's unreal.
I'm fucking serious right now.
Are
I'm
you?
waiting. Y'all playing too much.
I'm not playing nothing. This is my podcast. Sit down.
Ugh,
I'm
he's
just
sitting.
down.
Talk about your journey.
Hello, I'm Ryan. I'm one of Steph's friends. We met in the Montclair nutrition program in 2019. My journey begins in high school as a freshman. I was a meatball growing up. I still am a meatball. I'm just kind of jacked now. I quit football because I didn't enjoy it, didn't want to do it. Kind of where it started, I just kind of like started eating better. I cut out soda and all the sugary drinks and shit. Eating chicken and rice, fucking everyone knows that.
Bodybuilder diet.
Yeah, basically. And I did two workout programs from Sean T. If you guys don't know who that is, he's the guy who made Insanity and T25. So I did T25 in the fall, which was a hit-based cardio and weight training program. So, 25 minutes of intense training with a somewhat meal plan. And then after a few months, I did Insanity starting in 2014 from like February to about April, I want to say. And I lost like 60 pounds within the span of like 6 or so months. Starting out with like struggling with it is like you go from bad habits to initiating good habits. And then once you actually start losing the weight, you're always hungry. Everyone gets it. Like, you understand like when you're always hungry, you're always in a mood. I remember being at my aunt's house one day and I was hungry. I was getting leaner, skinnier, whatever. I was hungry and my aunt was asking me, she's like, "Are you on steroids?" And I'm like now looking back at it, I'm like, oh my God, there's no fucking way, bro. Like there's just no way. Initial like dieting phase and getting started and always being hungry and even like on a cut, like Chris is suffering right now, bro. He's drinking fucking diet soda.
We'll talk about that later, but I'm done with the cut already.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
okay,
done?
okay.
Finished.
Oh,
Yeah, I
damn.
just started reversing today.
Ooh,
So he
spicy.
gets it. So that was like one of the earlier struggles that I had. I don't know, it just kind of like eventually faded. Like once you get into a consistent habit of eating clean,
Right.
it gets a little bit easier. After losing a whole bunch of weight, I kind of realized like, all right, if I could do this, what else could I set my mind to? And I started training at Planet Fitness. And before that, I started P90X because I don't have any space in my house to do literally fucking anything at this point in my life. I joined a gym because I just thought it was a lot easier and I had more equipment and things at hand. It's an ongoing joke between my boys and I that if I didn't start working out, I'd be a professional gamer because
Look at that
yeah,
setup.
yeah,
Most
fucking
likely,
Look at that
yeah.
setup, dog.
yeah, $2,000 computer. So yeah, I started training and eventually just didn't look back. Started posting fitness content in 2014, and I've been creating content since 2011. So, I was in the headspace for a while of like there are bad foods and there are good foods, and like that's just not fucking healthy by any means.
I mean, I admire everything that you from where you started to now is like a significant difference. And when
Yeah,
me and you met, it was I feel like in a time of my life, I just started weightlifting in that period of time, like a little bit more seriously than I was.
yeah,
And I remember just getting more acclimated and surrounding myself with people that were lifting. So it wasn't this whole, oh, you're a female, you're gonna look all bulky and you shouldn't be doing any of this stuff. You should need to be skinny. It's like, no, I didn't have to be that way because that's not who I ever wanted to be. Because everybody knows that I went through this whole journey, but at the end of the day, it's if I wasn't happy, then it didn't really matter where I
yeah.
started at that point. And tying that into Chris, obviously you've gone through a lot too, so you could kind of touch base on that.
Oh, it's my turn now.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Y'all, I don't even need to introduce
Oh,
myself.
oh,
You
oh,
don't even
yeah.
know who the fuck I am. Wait, can I curse?
I mean, Ryan just cursed like 4 times. It's fine.
My name is Chris. I am a aspiring bodybuilder, I guess you could say. I don't know. My journey started all the way back in like same as Ryan, 2014. Actually, on Valentine's Day that I
Damn, you got your
first
heart
signed up.
broken?
No, 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 nothing like that. Yeah, my first gym. I vividly remember I asked my dad to sign me up at Retro Fitness,
Huh.
aka McDonald's Playhouse.
Real.
So
Real.
it all started because I wanted to impress my crush, basically, and I wanted to get girls.
Mm.
Because I was always a skinny kid growing up. I was a skinny emo kid, I wanted more attention from girls at my school and stuff, like cheerleaders, the whole nine yards. And all I wanted was abs too. That's all I wanted. But
And look
it
at us
doesn't
now.
really. Yeah, goals change, people change. We went like with friends. I never went alone because I was just too afraid to go alone, basically. So I wasn't too serious about it in the beginning. But once I started seeing progress, I felt more in love with it, to be honest. And eventually I just started, you know, learning more about bodybuilding, how to train. And I mean, 11 years later, here we are now. And I've gone through so many phases of like training styles, like high volume. And I'm doing like all low volume now, like high intensity sets. A lot of food.
A lot of food.
I've gone through dirty bulks. I've gone through so many cuts too, trying to rectify my mistakes. But this time, I just got off of a 5 month dieting phase, fat loss phase, basically. So now I just, got off today, so I'm slowly increasing calories right now and not going overboard like I always do. Even though I had a whole pack of Oreos on Saturday night, double
Nice.
stuff too.
That's real.
But I allow myself, to indulge at least like one free meal a week or two. But I'm trying to stay disciplined here. Because most bodybuilders call this like the improvement season, where you
Right.
improve, your physique or laggy body parts, and that's actually what I want to do. Like I want to keep everything tight, keep my lines and my physique and stuff like that. Because I actually want to make progress. Take this shit seriously. Because I treat this shit as if it was like a job for me. And I don't know. I just find like bodybuilding, especially, like don't get me wrong, powerlifting. Like I see the people like the work that people put in. It's hard, but bodybuilding is like a different
Right.
like training style, like especially mentally too. Like when you're dieting and like you're low on food and like you want to fucking quit so badly. There's been so many times where I've wanted to quit because I've been like body dysmorphia or like my I think I'm not making progress at all. Like it's just all mental, to be honest.
I think we all
And
face body dysmorphia on this phone
oh
call.
Yeah,
no,
for real.
I think we all
that's
uh
why I stopped. That's why I stopped like dieting because I'm like 195, but I felt so small.
where
Uh,
did you start from when you first started cutting this time to now? Like what
I
was the
started. I
changes?
start. I started in January 6th.
So where were you at and then how much
I
did you
was
lose?
I was 245, and then I weighed in on Saturday at 195. So that's 50 pounds. Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah, it's whatever.
Damn. I'm
Chris looks like a Dorito chip.
I'm 270 right now, bro. I'm
Yeah.
pushing obesity.
Damn, bro. You said I'm bulking
Bro, I'm
forever.
pushing, dude, I'm
You're
pushing obesity right
270?
now.
No,
Yeah. I
chill.
did my TDE the other day and I was like, why is this shit so fucking high all of a
Your
sudden?
fucking maintenance calories are probably high as fuck.
My deficit is like 3270. I'm like, why
What
is
the
this so
fuck?
high?
That's
I'm
high.
like,
3,200, 3,200 is like my bulking calories right now. Like around there, but I'm not there yet. I'm at like 2,600. I'm increasing my calories by 100 every 2 days right now.
That's what you're gonna do. That's gonna be your
Yeah, and
progress.
then once I get to maintenance, I'm gonna increase it by like calories by like 10, 15%. So I want to gain like half a pound to a pound a week, basically. I want to keep shit tight. I want to like keep doing cardio too. I just got done doing cardio.
I mean, it ties into, from what both of you guys talked about. I feel like we all have gone through mental toughness and all anything that you can think of in different ways, but almost similar.
Hmm.
And thinking back to you guys, like what helped you both stay consistent, even though you're like, oh, I'm gonna give up, like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Because for me, I work in the space that I work out in. So
Hmm.
I always say it too, because I'm surrounded by clients like at least 20 plus people an hour depending on the day and the time, trying to be motivating to other people. And that's kind of obviously my mantra, trying to help other people and impact other people. But it comes down to not being that way towards myself sometimes, because I can't separate work and the gym as much as back then when I was in a regular retail job. It's like my escape was the gym, and I loved going. I loved staying for like 2 hours, versus now it's like, okay, I got to go in and out. Like, I'm not going to waste time. I have things to do, and not separating that. And it's all a mental game for me. So it's kind of interesting to see where you guys are at, because you obviously have different viewpoints and your jobs are different at the moment. But what's something that you can say that has helped you?
Honestly, it's the fact that every time I'm in the gym right now, I don't want to waste like my time there because
Hmm.
you see people going to the gym and they just go through the motions, or they fucking talk to you for like 5 minutes straight, or they think it's the fucking club or something like that, like the social gathering. Like, no, I'm
Right.
there to fucking train my ass off. My thing with training is I want to make it as unpleasant as possible. Is that if that makes sense? Like, I want to make myself quit when I go to the gym. Like, I want
Right.
it to hurt badly. Like, and I want to make progress. I want to see my numbers go up. Like I
Chris
want to
loves
put that effort.
suffering.
I'm a sucker for pain. I see people, they look because I've been going to the gym. I've been going to for like almost 4 years now.
Like after COVID, I think you started going.
Yeah, like 2021. People I see there, they look the fucking same.
Right.
Like from when I first started, and I can tell that I've made improvements since. Like in my training, in my intensity, my effort when I go through my sets. You got to push yourself. Like it's not easy putting on muscle. You got to really fucking push yourself
Right.
if you want to gain strength, build muscle, whatever. Like it's not a walk in the fucking park. It's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's not easy at all.
yeah, I mean, it part of that is true, or most of it's true. I shouldn't say part of it, but like
Most of it.
seeing other people at the gym, like, they're looking the same, and like I went through a life-changing fucking like just shit. My back is now worth a house mortgage, essentially. And so at that time in my life, my main goal or my headspace was like, a lot of people, they're going to count me out. Like, that's it. Like, I'm washed. I'm done. Like, that's
Mhm.
it. Good for him. Like, he's done. Like, I remember right after I had my surgery, I had people from my family come that I don't really talk to, but their family, they were like, oh, like, you're not going to be able to work out as hard as you used to now. And like, at the time, I was like, oh shit, like, maybe that's true. 9 months of PT and just getting back into the swing of things, being able to do free weights and stuff. I'm in a place now where after a year of bulking and doing all this, people look the same. I had surgery, didn't train for like 6, 7 months, lost a bunch of muscle, kind of gained a little bit of body fat, and then was able to shred some of that body fat, and then bulked for I'm at like a year and a half now at this point. It's really got to
Hardcore
stop.
bulk.
Yeah, it's really got to stop. Like Chris said, I go to the gym to train, and like my gym friends, they know when it's okay to like talk to me or if I'm in like a talking mood. I have a bad
Right.
resting bitch face, and
You
like
do. You
you
guys both
know,
do.
and yeah, like I go to the gym to fucking work out, not be social. Just people go to the gym and they look the same. Like, what's not consistent? Is it your diet, your training, your sleep? Like, what is it? I can help you. We can help you, you
Hmm.
know?
People are like most gym, like the average Joe is like not really that educated in how to train and stuff, and now they get like bullshit personal trainers at like commercial gyms that look like they need personal trainers themselves.
That's where it's like preaching to the choir. That's why, for me, I'm motivated through everybody that I see on a day-to-day basis, their transformations, their progress, looking at it from a standpoint of they're following the nutrition plan or they're following the training progressions that we're giving, the progression regressions. People from commercial gyms don't know. People are dumbbell benching and whatever the case may be, and they're not changing the reps, the sets, or anything. They just think that they could just come
They're
into the
pressing at
gym.
90 degrees and not 45.
they
Like,
just they
save your
just
shoulders,
think,
bro.
yeah, they just think that I'm gonna just keep training so I can just maintain. And there's
Hmm.
no sense of goal or like aspiration. For me, you guys both know, like I went from not really training and lost all the weight. Then during COVID was a spike of, oh, I want to power lift. Then I started powerlifting for 3 years. And I put on a lot of weight, but I also put on a lot of muscle. So I don't regret anything that I did. But it's comes down to, am I comfortable where I'm at right now? And am I going to just keep doing this for a long period of time? Or is there going to be some change that I need to make for myself to actually fall back into it? Because it's now at a point where I can't sit in the gym for like 2.5 hours. It's just not in my schedule for the day-to-day basis that I have. So what can I do to maximize my training, make it enjoyable, but also still, build strength? And I've lost about 20 pounds since I stopped powerlifting, but that's more just dieting and also making sure that I'm preaching to the choir, but I'm also following it on my own too, because I could eat a box of Oreos myself too, but I'm not gonna do that on a daily day-to-day
I could
basis.
fuck up some Oreos
I
right
could
Yeah,
I
now.
could
Be
do that
pretty
I
good.
right
Not
mean,
gonna
now.
to be
lie.
honest, I took like two edibles when I did that.
We love the
Nice.
honesty on this. Great.
that that
But
shit was
yeah,
so good.
but it's, one of those things, my sweet tooth will never go away, no matter
Yeah,
what.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's everybody. I mean, I say that on a constant day-to-day basis. I'm doing a nutrition program for 4 weeks this month, and these clients are like, "Oh my God, am I gonna starve?" It's like you're not gonna starve if you follow everything to
No.
the T.
Yeah.
My goal is to make things simple and have people almost enjoy the aspect of nutrition and understand that it's all about portion controlling and understanding, hey, as a woman, you should be eating more protein, not eating less of protein or less of carbs or less of fat. It's like this platform that I'm trying to create is almost reassuring everybody that's listening, like these are normal people. This is not like we're fitness influencers that have like millions of followers or whatever the case may be. We're just normal average people that have been doing this for 10 plus years, which is kind of bizarre that we are at that point in our lives to say that. But looking at each of us, I've trained with you guys. It's tough, but I've gotten through it. It's just the way that I can formulate in that way and understand that everybody's training regimen is different. My boyfriend's training is kind of like your training, Chris. It's all
Yeah.
different. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, you can't do that. We're going to do this instead," because everybody's bodies are going to be different no matter what. So,
Hmm.
I think that's one thing people don't understand either. We need to move away from anecdotals. That's how everybody starts, and like myself included, when I first started training, people would be like, "Oh, what did you do?" And so was like, "I did this, blah, blah, blah,
yeah,
whatever."
so
But
I'm going to
like,
make it work
yeah,
for you guys. Yeah.
yeah, but like overall, like these new fitness trainers coming into the space, bro, like
We were just talking about
it's great that, you're improving your health. That's awesome. You need to understand that not everyone's body is going to adapt to things the same when it comes to food,
Hmm.
training, their job that they work. I wouldn't take somebody who works at a desk for 8 hours a day and give them like a higher carb diet
this. Right.
as opposed to somebody who does construction. That's a
Yeah.
pretty basic
Nice.
one to like go off of.
So funny that you say that because obviously there's a lot of people that I come in contact with as clients, and there's a guy when he first started the gym, typical construction guy. Like he was just, I just want to lift, and I don't really have a routine. I want to lose my gut, and he was under eating by a certain amount, but he didn't understand the concept of he can't eat 5, 6 tablespoons of nut butter, and he can't go and just do whatever he wants without thinking that it's peanut butter. It's like all natural. I'll be fine if I eat, double the serving size.
Nah, bro, it don't work
Like,
like
dude, it
that.
doesn't work like that. And trying to shift his focus now, and he's been training for 4 or 5 months, and he looks like a completely different person, but he has more of an active job versus a lot of people that again, clients come and go depending on whatever, but there's a lot of people that have desk jobs that work
Yeah.
from home and they don't do shit other than sometimes they'll just get up and move to go grab something from the kitchen to eat and then come sit back down and go back to their jobs. That's why I'm
Oh, we can make
fortunate.
this a talking point
Oh, we
too.
can.
Continue. Go ahead. Go
We
ahead.
we can make this a talking point, but
And yeah, go ahead. Finish
yeah,
up.
it just turns into trying to just steer the focus into it being more of like a healthier lifestyle change, not this like stigma. I used to
Yeah.
drink. They used to have fit teas when we were 15 years old. I drank that shit. I thought that I was gonna lose weight from drinking
You
fit
thought you're
tea
gonna get skinny?
because Kylie Jenner drank them and she
Oh
looked good,
boy.
so I'm gonna do it. There was a doctor that put out a book that was like 500 calories a day, you'll lose a pound a
Oh
day.
my God.
I bought that book. It did not work. I was miserable the whole time, but I was also in high school. Like these are things that you shouldn't have to go through at such a young age, but it's obviously shaped me into who I am and trying to preach to the choir like, hey, that's not good at all. And these athletes that come into the gym, they're burning way too many
Yeah.
calories, say in a day, depending on just throwing soccer as an example. You're with 90-minute game, you could burn up to 1,000, if not more. And then you go home and you just eat whatever the hell you want. There's not really going to be a change, which is what happened to
Yeah.
me, until off season comes and you're not training and then you're not prioritizing anything other than eating like garbage. And then you start putting
Mhm.
on the weight. So I think we've all grown up in the age where Instagram was like just started. I think we
Yeah,
were
that
all
shit
like
was
at
birthing. Yeah.
it was just a thing. Like we were all just posting funny little pictures and shit. We weren't friends at the time because we didn't know each other then, but I was posting food diary stuff to keep myself
Hmm.
accountable. That's where the nutritional freak name comes into play because that was all that this Instagram page was. It was, oh, I'm gonna post my food every day. Not that anybody in my brain, nobody's watching it except for me, but it's holding me accountable because I don't have anybody that I can go
Yeah.
to because I didn't do anything. I didn't go to a coach. I didn't go anywhere. It was just myself, educating myself and all this stuff. And I did grow like a good platform for the most part. Obviously, that was like way back then, but now it's, you could see 15 different things of different people talking about the same thing in just different formats. And then
Yeah.
you have now Chat GPT, which is like a whole other separate conversation where you can type in, hey, I'm looking for a 6 week plan. Like, write me this. This is what I want. And it takes away from the authenticity of looking at it from an individual standpoint of people that work in our industry of coming in and be like, why can't I just like chat
Like,
GPT it? Like, why do I need to spend all this money? It's like, is chat GPT going to sit there and train you for the hour, or is you're just going to be like, good luck, you're going to go to retro and you're going to figure it out. You don't know what
yeah.
you're even doing in the first place. And that's what it, it's like you're trying to prioritize what you're spending your money on. It's do I aim for longevity? Do I aim for somebody that actually cares about my well-being and my fitness and my nutrition? Or do I just go to spend $10 a month on a Planet Fitness and maybe go to a trainer and that trainer may not know anything other than like the basics and then call it a day, not really give it time and attention and detail. And I take pride in that working at Varsity House too, because I have I have a space to do all the stuff that I want to do. And just seeing people how much they've grown since they started is just rewarding enough. So doing it on that end and trying to steer away from the stigma of social media, because now it's just a game. It's not even like anybody's trying to help
Like
anymore. It's
we
just,
just talked
hey,
about, like we
yeah,
just talked about before we started recording. Like, listen, you're not gonna get anywhere by doing what everyone else is doing.
right.
Hard pill to swallow. You want to be different, be yourself. That is how you can be successful in one way of being on the internet.
I
That and
agree.
consistency, like in the gym. Oh my God, I could go on a whole tangent, but
So can you guys both go on it?
be consistent in whatever it is you do. If it's social media, post daily,
Mm-hmm.
2 to 3 times a day. Abuse YouTube Shorts because people don't watch them. The people who do, they're they're there.
Scrolling, yeah.
Switching gears back to like the food and nutrition and like education. I think in high school, that's when they should start teaching this stuff.
I
Like
agree.
I don't know how it works at private schools, things like that. But like
No, we didn't learn shit.
so oh, okay,
For
well,
real.
It don't
so
matter. It didn't there was no education behind nutrition, unfortunately.
yeah. So like athletes, for example, right? Athletes in high school, they get hurt because their coaches aren't strength and conditioning coaches. They're just like your history teacher, your guidance counselor. Like I remember one of the freshman football like OTAs or mini camps, whatever it was. We had a leg day, so like a squat day, and then we ran afterward. That's just fucking that's just inefficient.
Right.
That's inefficient. That's something I wouldn't do. And program specificity is a thing. They
Hmm.
don't understand that. Not everybody wants to be a bodybuilder. Some people they want to be better athletes. Some people just want to have better health. And if they want to have better health, we can help them. People just with large egos taking advantage of other people who don't really know what they're doing. They're
Hmm.
giving them a cookie cutter program, no specific design to the person and what they want to do. They're giving them macros that don't even add up correctly, bro.
Right.
And then there's one other thing. I saw a post from somebody, not going to throw names out there, but like
Don't do that. Get flagged.
but if you're giving somebody over 180 grams of protein to eat and they're not drinking enough water, I hope to God you have a good lawyer because
Mhm.
that is a liability.
It's like the creatine stigma, like, oh, don't drink, don't take creatine.
No, I fucking hate that one.
It,
Like, no, man. I take like 10 grams a daily.
Yeah, that's what you should take.
yeah, people either sometimes people cycle off of it, some people, but it's so good to
No, I
take.
don't. You just take that
I
shit for
just
the rest of your life.
finally got my mom to start taking creatine. Like
Yeah,
literally, I
and
think
it actually and it's
it
actually good for
works.
like brain health too,
Yeah, it's just
for
it's like probably the
cognitive function.
most researcch supplement out
It
there.
Hell
is,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So for there to be like some weird negative thing around it is just fucking
Yeah,
it's
and
just
I
crazy.
love it. I love it when people say, "Oh, if you want to build size and strength, do low reps, or if you want to tone up, do high reps."
Makes me
Pisses
want
me
to
off
kill
so
myself.
fucking much.
There's just so many. We
I mean,
could
I used to believe it too. Not gonna
right.
lie, when I was like a beginner, I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll do this." But then, as you get more experience in the gym, and you do your research, that's bullshit.
So for you guys, a good question to actually segue into would be if somebody's listening is just starting out in the gym, what's one piece of advice you would give them?
I mean, number one, the number one thing for me that I preach all the time is you gotta stay consistent. Not every day has to be perfect, but you gotta stay consistent. Get a solid plan. Just don't go into the gym like, oh, I'm gonna do this exercise today and switch it up. Like, don't switch it up. Stick to the basics, the hard exercises. Squat, bench, deadlift. If you want to do some bicep curls, just stick to the fucking basics. I see all these fucking kids on Instagram, these fucking SARM goblins doing like weird, like fucking like
There it
all
is.
angled fucking bicep, it's super weird exercises. Don't get me wrong, I use like a good amount of science to apply to my training, but at the same time, you got to do what works for you and just fucking train hard. Like going to the gym like every day with a plan and just fucking kill that shit.
Mm,
Just and don't worry and don't overthink it too, because if you overthink it, you're not gonna like apply yourself into your session every time you go in.
I agree with that.
It's not rocket science,
No,
basically.
it's not.
Yeah.
You got
I'm
anything to
gonna
tie to that?
I'm gonna have to agree with all of that. Like
Right.
consistency, that's number one. If you want to be consistent 3 to 5 days a week, that's great. And again, just get really good at the basics, the fundamentals, get to know the movements. Practice good form because,
Yes.
if you don't want to end up like a crippled fuck like I am, form in the end. The quantity of weight you move is important, but it's the quality of the rep that is
Yep.
beyond literally anything that is more important. Because I see
Yep.
these kids, they're doing just hip thrust while they're benching or like really shitty partials. Like, bro, figure
Yeah.
like I've tried helping kids,
Of course.
and I just see myself and all these 18, 19-year-old people getting into working out. Like I just see myself like I was an asshole and I didn't listen to anybody. Just have open ears, like be a sponge, don't have an ego.
Right.
Be
Hmm.
I agree.
coachable. And I can say with my full chest, I'm not a very easy person to coach or work with because that's just how I am. I don't fucking listen to anybody. And just don't be an asshole when you train. And if you're training hard and you're giving max effort, and you go to the gym the next day or the day after that or the day after that, that first day wasn't max effort. Yeah, build consistent habits,
Consistency.
get good at the fundamentals. That's really important. Do your accessory movements. If you don't want to deadlift, do rack pulls, good mornings. If your gym has a
Yes.
reverse hyper, do your reverse hypers and the hip extension too. Do it in the way that it isolates the lower back, even though it's a full fucking posterior chain
Mm.
movement. People just like to argue about foot placement and
A whole other separate
yeah,
argument right
just
there.
yeah, just get good at the fundamentals, be consistent. Don't be afraid to ask for help because that's just a really weird thing. People, not even in the gym, but just like in life, people feel weird reaching out to other people and like, just be consistent and ask for help.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I think for me too, like when I first started, I mean, you guys both know, but Christian Guzman was probably one of the first YouTube people that I've ever watched. And I think seeing him from like the beginning to now, like how much he's shaped into the person that he is and the company that he's built in the gym and everything. But his training videos like helped me out a little bit. Like I didn't even, think about it like that. I was actually following somebody consistently. There was a couple of them that I was actively watching, just trying to learn what they're like, what I eat in a day and different things, just getting different ideas because at the end of the day, we went to school for this. Me and Ryan obviously went to school for nutrition, but seeing how it ties into, again, tying it back into everybody's bodies are different. I'm not going to eat like him because there's just there's
Yeah,
no
exactly.
drive for that, for me to eat like that. Like for me now, from when it was back then, I definitely created a lot more healthier habits. Like I don't look at food and be like, that's bad for me and that's good for me. Like obviously there's a tie in, but I don't restrict myself in any way when I go out and, with friends or anything. It's
I'm
just
getting a steak and running that build up.
yeah, I'm not gonna go get a salad at a restaurant because it's still gonna have the same amount of calories if I go get a steak. So what's the point of me eating a salad? And that's what I
Hmm.
always say to everybody. It's like the perspective of nutrition alone has changed for me, and then obviously for you guys too, because we're used to just eating the same thing over and over again because we want consistency, and it's not gonna. You don't need like 1,500 different recipes. It's
Yeah.
just need the basics of basics and trying to enjoy food. Obviously, Chris is a little different because Chris doesn't care, but
Recently, I can't eat like lean ground turkey anymore. Like I can
Mm.
eat the
Why? What the
93 and
fuck?
whatever. I don't know, bro. It's like a texture thing with the 99 for me. I can't eat it for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
I'm the
I
same
don't.
with
Yeah,
hard boiled eggs.
I can't do hard
That shit
boiled
makes me
eggs.
gag.
I
I
can't.
can do
I would
soft boiled, but like,
no, not even that. It needs to be
oh yeah.
scrambled or it needs to be over easy. That's it.
What about
Word.
sunny side up?
That's fine. I don't know what it is about hard boiled soft boiled. It like icks
That
me
shit's
out.
nasty. 'Cause I used to force feed myself that shit in high school.
No, you couldn't pay me enough to do that. Could not pay me enough to do that. You know what's a good question? What's something about fitness you wish more people talked about?
I have two answers for that question.
Yeah, you go first. I'm trying to think of the answer I have.
The first one is that it's not complicated. Starting like ground root like assessment first. If you're having particular joint pain like in your knees or hips or your back, assess what could be causing it or have somebody assess it for you because you're not going to know yourself if you're just starting out. So like if you're having knee pain, right, that can stem from like ankle mobility problems and hip mobility issues. So getting that in line first before you do like any knee flexion extension kind of exercises, which is like everything quad based would be pretty good. Next, with that, you want to get big, eat more.
Right.
You want to lose body fat, eat less and move more. That doesn't mean starve yourself. Actually track your food. Just do that. Do that. Do it often. Do it well. And the next thing, if you have an active rest day, it is not a rest day. I just saw some shit earlier about
Yeah, that's crazy.
um on your rest days do your cardio. I hate to break it to you, but your heart is a muscle. You have tissue on your heart,
Right.
cardiac tissue. So
Not a rest
just like do fucking nothing.
day.
At most, if you want to do the lowest like level possible of activity, go for a walk.
They don't really
All
talk
the
about that, huh?
No, it's just one of those things. I mean, I've seen it from the same fucking person over and over again. Like, bro, literally just do nothing on your rest day. Take a nap. No, just do something. Like literally just
Wow.
do something that is nothing. Watch TV, play video games, go for
Yeah,
a
that's what I
walk.
do.
If you're gonna do something, do it low level, like walk or stretch.
Right.
Whatever the fucking other.
Mhm.
Nobody really talks about that. Or I've been seeing a little bit more, but recovery, like movement in general, like
No,
stretching, foam
I can
rolling.
go. I can go on about that.
I'm a culprit. I think when I first started, I thought 10 minutes on the treadmill was a warm up. then I was good to go. You know what I mean? I could have
Mhm.
1000% injured myself in any, knock on wood, any capacity. We you did for the people that are watching, you did a couple of these, like a couple
I
of
see
these
that shit all the
all the
time. I'm
time,
like,
Yeah.
wall
oh my
circles,
God.
little like leg kicks, and going to different gyms and seeing that. I'm very, is the word coddled, I guess, being in a private gym. I don't know what the term I'm looking for, but it's
Yeah.
going to another gym, like a commercial gym, and my alert is everywhere. Like I see everything wrong, and I'm like, I can't look at this, I can't work out, I can't focus. I'm grateful for the space that I have because we're all experienced coaches, and when we're training, we're pretty much all on the same page. We're just doing different things, of course. And then coming down to coaching, we course correct every chance we get, versus in commercial gyms you don't do that, you don't see
Yeah.
that. So for me, when I first started, I didn't prioritize warming up at all. And I remember
Yeah.
going to my
And
first day of my internship, and they're like, what do you do for your warm up? I'm like, what do you mean?
I swing my
Go
arm in a
five.
circle, bro.
No, like I just do 5 minutes, 5, 10 minutes of cardio, and then I just go in, and they're like, what the hell is wrong with you? You don't do that. And then it opened up this whole window. Like, yes, does it take time? Yeah. Would I much rather take 15, 20 minutes to warm up than injure myself for a year? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. So it's little things like that. They don't, not a lot of influencers, like I'm gonna put that in quotations. Not a lot of influencers speak on that.
They don't know what the fuck
There's
they're doing
nobody,
either,
there's
bro.
nobody that's going over executing
Yeah.
Yeah.
how to execute foam rolling
I'm
properly.
I'm
con
gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I don't do that shit.
You don't. I know you. You
I'm
do a
con
I
couple.
just
I'm
what I
Chris
do
does
when
a
I
couple of
warm up.
swings. He starts pulling
No,
foam
no, no,
plates off
no.
the
What I
ground.
do, my philosophy when it comes to warming up is, let's say I'm doing, let's say I have a leg day. I
Mm,
leave like a big compound lift, like three exercises in. So, for example, if I have like a quad day, like today, I do like calves first, and then I do the abductor machine, and then I do hamstring curls to warm up my knees without putting pressure on them. Because if I do the leg extension, I'm just putting pressure on my knees.
right.
So I just do the hamstring curl instead. And actually, doing the hamstring curl, like either seated or lying, gives you a little bit of the that spring just to come back up when you're squatting. So that's my philosophy when it comes to, because by the time I get to squats, my body's already primed and warmed up. And I just do my acclimation sets, my feeder sets into my two working sets.
But do
So
you
that's my
count that
philosophy.
as like your
No,
workout?
I
Or are
don't
you
count.
counting that as a warm
I
up?
don't count those. I don't count those sets. The only sets I count are my two working sets, my top set and my back off. That's it.
But I'm saying in a sense of like your hamstring curls and your like, do you count that as like your actual like workout, or you count it as a warm
Oh
up?
yeah, because I do actual working sets for those exercises before I get to squats. Just two sets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to failure. Everything
the
until failure.
it's so funny because everybody's warm up's so different. Like the book definition of a warm up is like you're gonna do like 5 to 10 minutes on your cardio equipment of choice,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then you're gonna do your dynamic warm up. Then you're gonna start your workout. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
work out for like 30 or so minutes, whatever the hell it is, and then 5 10 minute cool down, then static stretching. My warm up, I'll do 10 minute like for legs just because it's fucking easy for me to fucking do. 10 minutes on the stairs, and then hamstring curls, and then ankle mobilization because I have fucking scar tissue in my left calf. I'll do lunges, and then I'll go squat afterward.
Yeah, so like something like that, like doing movements that'll prime you for
Yeah.
the big compound movements. Yeah.
But like I said, there's people that you see that are
No,
just
everybody's different. Yeah.
they're doing some shoulder circles
Oh
and
no, my favorite one is when people
knees
try to no, yeah, they do it with a dumbbell. Like
with the
there's no fucking
dumbbell. They're just
tension.
like swinging
Yeah.
their arms around. I'm
They
like,
try
what do
to
you?
they try to
My
like warm up
God.
their rotator cuff, and they just like literally no
I'll
tension with a
never
dumbbell.
Wait,
forget
hold on, wait. Do that again. Do that again. Do that again.
This one
Do it just how you did it.
this.
right here.
Okay. So, do you see how like your arm like you're just doing the movement, like you're going through the motion? When you do it, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get up for this. I got
Whoa,
big
short
legs.
shorts.
Damn, this
So,
dude is in his
when
underwear.
so basically all day.
Ryan's OnlyFans will be linked in the
So like
description below.
if you're doing it on a cable, well, first of all, like think of having a towel here, right? And you don't want the towel
Yeah.
to move. So we're
Yeah.
not moving our whole arm.
Yeah. It's just
Going
Yeah,
like
everybody,
that.
everybody's always like
yeah. And yeah,
external, internal rotation is
yeah, and
just
since gravity's like going down, it's pushing down.
no.
It's
I
not
see
really
this a
that much
lot.
tension in fucking your rotator cuff. Like you're just not doing really anything with that. Honestly, it's better. It's just better with the cable. Like do it
Even
like that.
Banded. People
Or
do
Band-Aid.
they
Yeah,
do it
yeah,
Banded all the time. But that's what I mean
yeah.
though. No one's talking about that because nobody in like this in our social media world is emphasizing the importance of doing
Like
movements correctly
if
in that
you
way.
if you know, like you know, and that you should be doing all of this before you train, that's how you minimize injury. And then if you want to get into the like more assessment-based shit and you want to test internal, external rotation, okay. You want to test over like your overhead and your
It's
lat
totally different.
flexibility,
Yeah.
okay. Just like it's just people, they're uneducated people
Right.
teaching other uneducated people, and then those uneducated people are gonna get hurt.
What's
I
that
just
influencer's name? The one that's the Saratoga bottle water guy. What's his name?
Ashton
Ashton
Hall.
Hall.
That guy got famous for the stupidest thing. And look at his body. To me, I watched one video and I was like, this guy's training. No offense. I don't think he'll ever see this in his lifetime, but I don't just don't understand, you know, but people are watching because
Excuse me.
it's funny entertainment. It's not, oh, this guy's educational. I'm gonna follow him because I'm gonna do what he's doing. Everybody's doing it just for shits and giggles as a joke. When you look at it in that standpoint, there's nobody that's really talking about that side of fitness, the recovery, or even like the hardships. I was talking to some people. Obviously, I posted the first episode, and there was a lot of people that resonated with it. But you're like, oh, you're so vulnerable for talking about your story. It's like people don't talk about their stories anymore, like where they come
That's
from, what they
true.
do.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean? Not to we all know Fernando, but I'm sure he'll be like, "What is she talking about me?" But I told him the same thing. It's if you want to be successful on social media, you have to be yourself. You cannot be this makeshift version of what you're seeing from everybody else because that's what's working for everybody else. And to be fair, he's heard me say this 1,000 times. His
Hmm.
story, and you guys could agree or disagree, but I feel like his story is unique. He's gone through his own 50-pound weight loss journey, and he
Yeah.
has yet to talk about it on social media. Being authentic and being real and talking about your stories, it will resonate with the people around you, and then they'll start following you. It's not because, oh, this guy's trying to sell me this marketing plan or sell me this supplement.
It's gotten too businessy,
It's
bro.
it's definitely gotten
Especially
too businessy, I think. And
like
I
if
and honestly,
I'm gonna go on a tangent because I've been creating content for fucking years at this point.
Ryan's
Listen,
educated.
there's yeah, bro. Okay, so Instagram, right? It's become too businessy. You're not gonna get paid for your posts. I want
Right.
you all to understand that. Unless a company is telling you to post whatever with hashtag ad in your post,
You're not
you're
gonna get
not
paid.
getting paid.
Yeah.
And if you do want to get paid, this is what I'm going to tell you. Number one,
Lock in.
YouTube channel, right? YouTube channel first, okay? And then you're going to post to TikTok and Instagram, and then build a following there. And then drive those people to your long form content on YouTube, okay? And then from there, start streaming on Twitch, okay? And build both simultaneously at the same time. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to do it, you need to treat it as a full-time job.
I was just
Like
gonna say that.
there's no excuse. Everything else needs to come secondary, okay? Example, in 2006 or 2008, in 2008, the CEO of Optic Gaming left his job at the height of the recession because him and his manager agreed to part ways.
Right.
And so at the time, the guy, Hector, had a baby on the way, and his wife was his first investor, basically. And so this guy was selling custom plated Xbox plates and was posting content on YouTube making pennies. And then he partnered with this company called Machinima and they started monetizing his content for more money. And then within whatever, I think it was a year, he made not even that much money, like didn't even break dollar amounts. But 3 months after that, he made 16K, his first real big check from creating content. And so, my point, you need to treat it as a full-time job. I've been passionate about this stuff since I was a kid. This is why, like, when people tell me, "Oh, I'm a content creator," I'm like, "Are you a content creator though? Do you actually like it? Do you like sitting and edit, or do you use AI to edit for you?"
Right.
Sorry, but yeah, but
No,
like,
no, it's reality of it all. It's just the way that it is, especially now. But it's not we're not doing it for fun anymore. And if people want to get paid for this, then they have to. put in the
Yeah,
work. It's the
you
same
have
thing when you
to.
go to your job. You're getting paid to do the work at your job, whether
Yeah,
whatever that you're doing. And I've made sacrifices in my own career, and there's certain things that I'm doing outside of my hours. I'm still trying to better myself, even though I'm
yeah,
not technically on my hours. But I feel like, and again, we can go on a tangent with this too, but the generations that are under us, it's like, oh, I need to get paid this much and I need to do less work and I need to do, uh, take whatever the days off that I need to take off. I need unlimited whatever. It's like they don't want to put the work in. They just want to
yeah,
get paid the amount that they need in order for them to survive, but they don't want to put the added work and the effort and the energy into it. And that's where especially in the fitness world, people, I follow so many people and I follow those people because I truly love their content. Like I genuinely see that they're putting a lot of effort in it. But the second that I see that somebody just copy and pasted something else, I'm like, all right,
yeah. That's all it is,
I
bro.
might
It's
as well
just
just do that and then gain X amount of followers and whatever the case may be. It's like, why should people follow me versus why should
yeah,
people follow you guys and so forth and so on. That's why this podcast is trying to, yes, talk about the ins and out of fitness and our journeys and being more authentic to everybody that's listening, but it's also just trying to have people understand that there's real people out there and they just have to find people like that and try to relate to, maybe they relate
yeah.
to you or relate to Chris or relate to me. It's just trying to build that platform up so that people can speak on what's on their minds versus just hearing it hearsay from everybody else and doing the same exact thing over and over again. Because I could have easily been on here and just said like, what's your training aspirations and what's your goals and
Yeah.
all this other stuff and talk about this like washed up script. Like I'm putting effort and energy into it because I truly think that this can be something. And I know
Hmm.
that you guys obviously support that. And that's why you guys are
Here,
here.
yeah.
But it just comes down to we enjoy talking about this stuff. This is kind of like an everyday back and forth chatter between all of us. And it's normal. It's just frustration of that's building up of just seeing what other people are doing and the platforms that they created for themselves and getting paid for what is basically just a copy and paste of somebody else's content that's being used or just saying nonsense and they're just getting paid for it now. It's just because they
Yeah.
look pretty or they just look like this and that. I always joke around and you guys know, but like I love Alpha Elite. Will they sponsor me right now? Probably not because I have bare minimum like not even 2,000 followers because I don't look a certain way. And that's like the body dysmorphia tying back into it. But, you know, looking at it from that perspective, I would love to work for a brand like that because I value what their core values are and would love, and I obviously wear them all the time. And that's the only thing I wear.
So,
But plug, you see not necessarily from Alpha League, but other brands and not throwing it out, but, Young LA and Dark Sport and whatever. There's people that are just hopping back and forth. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but it's people that are hopping from
Yeah.
different brands and stuff. And it's like, whoa, you went from Raw Gear to Young LA to Gymshark and this stagger, and it's like
Yeah.
this whole drama surrounding it. And I'm like, dude, you can't even keep up. Just
yeah.
it's like, do you believe in that, or you're just going where the money's going? Yes, is that great? Because we live in a society where we have to have money to survive. Do you believe in that brand, or do you believe in the money around the brand? And I feel like
Yeah.
nobody
Hmm.
really talks about that either. It's like if it was Alpha Elite and Gymshark, obviously lean to Alpha Elite because that's just Alpha Elite as a brand and a company, and who founded it is somebody that I followed since the beginning. So I'm gonna go with somebody that I know that has shaped me into where I'm at today, and that's just the reality of it. So it's like tying into that when people are listening to this, how are they going to relate to people like us? And
Yeah.
just going down that spiral effect and trying to have people understand, we all have this almost like not similar journeys, but you guys pretty much have like similar starting points to who you guys
Yeah.
are now. And you guys could have went a completely different direction
I
in
could have been a
anything.
professional gamer.
You
Shit.
could shit. Ryan has like G Fuel all back behind him, probably still from God knows when.
The
Fired.
only one, yeah, the only ones that are good is that one, and then the one I have my camera propped up on. That one is from like years ago, but I'm keeping it because I
And
like the
then me and
design.
Ryan have our codes from Raw Nutrition because everybody's apparently getting codes from this guy now, C-Bum. So Ryan's shamelessly plugging on the corner of him right
I
now.
do
But
this.
I know
Yes,
this
I
is
do
content.
this.
We've all tried different supplements too. Like, do we believe in certain brands? more than the other ones. Yeah. Like I'm never gonna buy Optimum Nutrition in my lifetime
Come
ever.
on, bro. Gold standard, bro.
Nah, dog.
You can't
Can't
do that.
I was working at GNC 4 years of my life and then worked at Vitamin Shop for a year after that. And the shit that you see in like supplements alone, which is another whole tangent, which you don't have to go down that rabbit hole, but
Crybaby cheese.
it's just like there's so much process filtration that goes into those protein powders. It's and GNC's protein powder and Optimum Nutrition's protein powder and Vitamin Shop's protein powder are all in the same factory. They're all being used and just
Real.
putting different labels on it. So nothing is real in this world is the tying it back into that. But as far as, people are promoting supplements online too. It's like, are they being paid to do that? Probably. But do they believe in that stuff? Do they take that stuff?
That's a
There's
good
no
question.
chance Kylie Jenner was drinking those fit teas. Absolutely not. There's no way. They taste like ass. There's just no way. But I believed in that shit because she was promoting it at the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, she's skinny. Obviously, it's from whatever, but I mean, that's what influences are. They influence you, and it may influence you negatively or influence you positively, but you'll never know unless you really start trusting that individual. That's why, us three, we all have different, similar stories, but different at the same time. And that's why I wanted you guys to come on too, because they could find you guys through social media, and maybe one person can relate to Chris and one person could relate to you, Ryan, and seeing, maybe they could come to you guys and ask questions because maybe they're in the same state that you guys were like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
There's people that are like that. That's where I want to build this platform to be that way, if that all makes sense. But I think that's
Yeah.
pretty much the gist of it on that. And then I'm very hard on myself, and I'm sure you guys are the same way, but it's like success on an everyday set like standpoint. How does that look for you guys? Because for me, I'm successful in my career. I've
Hmm.
grown in the last 5 years, especially. I mean, you guys could probably attest to it. Like I was somebody completely different 5 years ago than I am now, and just more confident and more just molded into the role that I have. But there are better days than others. Like I don't feel like I am like at my highest potential yet, but I definitely learned that I have to be a little bit less harsh on myself. So, like, what do you guys see like from back then to now? Like, what was success then, and then like what was success now, and then we'll kind of tie it back to finish it off.
Honestly, I just wanted to add that was successful to me.
So, what's
Like
now?
more get big as fuck. It's hard to explain. Like when you get to a certain point, you just want everything. Like if basically you have a checklist every day of what you need to do,
Right.
like to hit your goals. So like for me, get all my meals in, get my dial in my training. Don't go through the motions, go through my cardio. Basically, that's it. It's not rocket science, basically.
I think I would say that you're probably the most disciplined out of all of us. If we're talking group of
Word.
You
five.
think so? Oh, that means a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
because
Hard to
I'm
agree
obsessed.
there.
I'm obsessed with this shit.
that's what I mean. Like you're at a different point. Like I'm like in the middle with that, but you're definitely out of
Yeah,
all five of us. If you take Christina and Fernando too, like I think,
yeah.
like you're very up there.
I'm mentally fucked up.
You could say no to tequila shots, and
I can say no to
if
everything.
you could say anything, and we're all like, "Come on, Chris, just drink with us.
Yeah,
It'll be
I
fine."
don't care if a 10 out of 10 offers me a shot. I'll be like, nope.
Back then, I can kind of like say the same thing. Like I just wanted to be like shredded or like lose a bunch of weight. And now, I mean, I go through phases with training around this time of year. I don't want to say I hate it, but like
Right. I
it's
agree though.
just
I know what you're talking.
my sleep hasn't been great for like 3 months, and I'm fighting for my life on a daily basis.
Same.
I don't know, just having a day where like, my mental health isn't beating the shit out of me. I am going to therapy again. Everybody should go to therapy.
Nice.
Plug for therapy.
I train to like, mentally feel better, whatever.
Mm.
But lately it's just been like, I don't know if it's my gym. I went to a basement gym yesterday and I was like, okay, I kind of like working out again. And
That's
then
awesome.
Chris
um
loves a basement gym.
I don't know if it's my gym, but like since I had like my surgery and stuff, like 2023, 2024, like around this time of year, I just fucking hate training for whatever reason, and I don't want to go to my gym and work out.
Mm.
But like I do anyway.
Because you have no choice at the moment, probably.
Yeah, having at least one decent session is probably what success looks like for me right now, aside from, my mental health fucking killing me.
bringing my point back across, like I work in a gym, so everybody's conception is like, oh, you work in a gym, like you're surrounded by fitness, like you can train all the time. It's like, no, that's not how that works. Like it's mentally draining
People
sometimes.
don't understand that burnout either. And
Yeah,
like
it's
you're
mentally draining.
you're with people, like you start at like 4:35, and you're with people probably from like 5 to 8, and then
6 to 11, actually.
well, okay, yeah, 6 to 11, you're with people, and then you might have a short buffer period, and then from maybe like 2:30 to whenever you leave, you're with people again. Working in customer service is very hard, and dealing with people can be very challenging.
We all could agree with that. Yeah.
Working in customer service for 10 years, I get it. You can be in the gym, like, cool, but like after dealing with people for whatever, do you think like like we definitely have had days where like I'm not going to the fucking gym today. I'm too burnt out. And like
Right.
that's another thing too that, talking with a physical therapist for 9 months about just training and recovery and these things. I know we grew up in the like the era of like no pain, no gain, or, on the days you don't want to work out, you should just go anyway. My mentality towards that is different. Like, okay, if you're having pain doing whatever, train what you can train, but just be careful. But if
Right.
you have a day where you just wake up and, wrong side of the bed and you didn't sleep so good, don't shoot yourself in the foot by training. You just take a day off. Like, your body needs time to recover. And if you're not recovered well enough, how do you expect to perform?
Play rest days are important too.
Nobody talks
I
about
see
that
I
today.
see people going to the gym like 7 days a week. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you, bro?
That drives me crazy because it's like
And I used to go like 6 days a
I
week
used to
back in
go
the
six
day.
days too, and now it's like you don't need six
Yeah,
days. You need a good four,
yeah, I'm
if
going with
that.
5.
Yeah, like 4 to 5 times, if that. Like
Yeah,
there's the
I mean it depends on a lot of factors too, like your split,
right
Your intensity.
like yeah, your intensity, then it
intensity.
says how much volume you're doing too.
So
Like
like for
it's a lot of different
me,
factors.
yeah, when it was the powerlifting stuff, it was like 2 primary days and then two like dynamic days. Now
Yeah.
it's, functional strength training and more volume training. So I'm splitting like 4 days a week of trying to,
Mhm.
manage that on top of doing cardio now, like 30 minutes a day, like something just bare minimum of like walking or something like that.
Like limit your stress too, because people don't understand how stress like affects their CNS.
Do you guys have any other last words for somebody that's like on the fence with their fitness journeys, or you guys said everything you had to
Just
say?
bite the bullet, train hard, don't think about it. That's it.
Yeah, don't
And
be a
eat a lot of
pussy.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be a pussy.
Be consistent, don't overcomplicate it. Stay off the internet. I think that really will help you do the fundamentals.
Appreciate you guys for being here and thank you for taking the time to chat
Yeah.
and looking forward to the next episode. But thank you guys for being here
Yeah.
and see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.